Hey, bubbling, coming in, crushing this art. Hey, happy 22nd. Yeah, so if we get straight into we can start to see that 22 is at the bottom of this elemental row being water. The middle of this meta row, 147, being fixed, and the beginning of this um kind of bottom modality row being 456, being the four, being the cardinal. Yeah. So the first thing that we notice is this person is cardinal, or 22 is cardinal, coming from a place where it's trying to generate, but it's still within a realm that's fixed. So it still kind of finds itself kind of in a place, right? Not always shifting and personal like cardinal, or always shifting and impersonal like mutable, but kind of steady, right? There's kind of a realm that it's trying to generate within, and it's water. It's completely down and out on completely selfless, and finds itself being drawn out and kind of taken up by it. Um, yeah, and yeah, we can see that right here in that it's water, 22, and that it's cardinal right here. But then of the nine, it's four. One, two, three, four. Yeah. And then so yeah, and then we can also see two would be 4, 5, 6, 22, 14, and 6. And then 4 would be 1, 4, 7 in the middle. So yeah, of the water. Um, yeah, and so getting a little bit deeper into it, like I said, this would be kind of always finding yourself in a similar realm, right? In a similar place with like kind of a realization or refinement needed, like just work that needs to be done. We know what needs to be done. You just need to get about it, right? A certain realm that we're within, but we're always trying to do it in a creative way, right? Being this coming from this cardinal perspective. Um, yeah, and yet we're always down and out. We find ourselves kind of being creative, or kind of being fixed in this realm, but being down and out, like being selfless, right? Not necessarily trying to gain responsibility, being kind of all selfless, like curious cat energy, versus being more like expressive or just selfish, right? Yeah. So selfless 22, trying to generate and create within the realm and knows what to do. Um, yeah, so if we talk a little bit about, I guess, its movements, then next, 1 times 22 would be fire times water, which would just mean that it always has to find opportunity in the situation in order to act, like sort of bub energy. I'm not trying to go against the wave, against the current. I'm always trying to act through the situation. It's kind of that. And then once we get to 2 times 11, this gets to water times air, which gets this sort of ability to be heard, or this sort of expression that's true, or this sort of, yeah, true expression, right? Because the circumstances supporting what you have to say, it means your reason is true or fortunate. Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. Cool little opportunity. So when we go into how 22 expresses itself, it expresses itself through 2 and 2. And we already talked about this is fixed over cardinal. But 2 and 2, this would grant being personally and systematically, like just being all about sort of your structures, like sort of Taurian, like you sort of have a way to go about things and you're sticking to it, right? Cardinal, personal, but fixed, being the logic. So it's like my personal logic, my personal structures, my reason, right? And so this is personally, and then just to double down on that, um, coming back to your structures and your reason, and kind of just being solid and about it, like having a certain way of kind of expressing in a way. Um, yeah. And then if we go into the realms it finds itself within, it's actually the beginning of Scorpio. So 22 is very Scorpio number. And then it is cardinal and it's water. So this would align with the cardinal sect, and then the water within that being Cancer, and then the water sect and the cardinal within that being Libra. And we can see that right here, right? We have this cardinal sect elements, fire, earth, air, water. And then we have Cancer being the water. And then we have this water sect elements, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, cardinal fixed mutable, and Libra being the cardinal. Um, but basically, this is just sort of a down and out energy, right? In order to create. And that's sort of what we're expressing. Um, yeah, so that's pretty cool. We talked about its placement. Oh yeah, but then yeah, it does find itself in Scorpio too, which we could talk about too, which is sort of the fixed, the sort of the understanding, right? Like we're talking about too, it's in the fixed realm, but it's the water that's sort of down and out. Like there's a sort of idea, but now if this idea is carried on and has like all of its expressions and is sort of like washed into the world, like what's gonna happen, right? Kind of like having this idea or having this form and sort of putting it in a curious cat and having it go explore the world and see all the different ways in which it may articulate itself and express itself. Yeah, it also finds itself within the sixth, which again is just the fixed mutable, being having that idea and bringing it out to the world. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. 22 is a very awesome number. Like I said, it rules Scorpio, and or it just begins Scorpio, and so it being water marks the water element of Scorpio, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, and then it's just very 2-2. So it's interesting because it's utilizing that self structure in order to express itself. Like it's utilizing self logic, but it's still coming from a creative sort of way, right? Cardinal. And then also being water, very down and out, which are both very volatile placements. But almost, yeah, within this logical world, it's almost like it's in this mundane, like average world where it's just trying to do crazy stuff, and then somehow it's finding crazy deals going on too. Like the water drawing it out, right? But it's trying to be the cardinal, the creator, right? But in this fixed realm. So, yeah, that sums up 22. Any more information? Hit me up, bellandbeach@gmail.com. Hey, bubbling, Citra, Beach, out.